ball is mighty rough. Winning gets awful tough. We're rooting for the Dolphins. Our mighty, mighty Dolphins. We'll be loyal till we die. Till the sun falls from the sky. When the boys begin to play, you will see our hanky sway. When out there on the field, we know they come to work. We're rooting for the Dolphins. Our mighty, mighty Dolphins. We're rooting for the Dolphins. Our mighty, mighty Dolphins. We're rooting for the Dolphins. Our mighty, mighty Dolphins. We're rooting for the Dolphins. Our mighty, mighty Dolphins. We're rooting for the Dolphins, our mighty, mighty Dolphins. We're rooting for the Dolphins, our mighty, mighty Dolphins. We're rooting for the Dolphins, our mighty, mighty Dolphins. We're rooting for the Dolphins, our mighty, mighty Dolphins. We're rooting for the Dolphins, our mighty, mighty Dolphins. We're rooting for the Dolphins, our mighty, mighty Dolphins. We're rooting for the Dolphins, our mighty, mighty Dolphins. We're rooting for the Dolphins, our mighty, mighty Dolphins. We're rooting for the Dolphins, our mighty, mighty Dolphins.
You're listening to the DolphinsTalk.com podcast network.
Miami's got the Dolphins, the greatest football team. We take the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen. We're in the air, we're on the ground, we're always in control. And when you say Miami, you're talking Super Bowl. 'Cause we're the Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins number one. Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins number one.
Hello, Miami Dolphin fans, and welcome to the Same Old Dolphins Show, part of the DolphinsTalk.com podcast network. I'm Josh Kotzker. With me today and every day is my brother from the exact same mother, Aaron the Brain. Aaron, say hello to the people.
Hello to the people.
What's up, baby? You ready for the New York Giants, Brain? What's happening?
I'm ready. Bring it on.
What you got there? We got a little absinthe in there. What are you drinking tonight?
Oh, we got a little California Pinot Grigio.
Oh, a little Pinot Gris. A little Pinot Gris.
No, not Pinot Gris. Pinot Grigio, not the same grape.
How about that? Listen, you didn't know you were talking to Aaron the sommelier over here.
Aaron the Vintner.
Aaron the Vintner. Look at this. The Vintner. Aaron the Brain Vintner. Whatever. Hey, this ain't wine talk, baby. We're talking Dolphins football here, and the Dolphins have a big Week 13 matchup, a date with destiny, and also Mike Glennon.
Date with destiny. Is that what we're calling this game? That's a pretty dramatic way of talking about an upcoming game about a visiting 4-7 Giants team.
Hey, it's exciting. The possibility the Dolphins could win their 5th straight game, go into the bye week on a 5-game winning streak. That's pretty exciting. And going up against, tall, skinny Mike Glennon. Also might be up against Daniel Jones. We don't know. It's early yet. Joe Judge playing mind games, talking about, Daniel Jones is preparing for this game. He's going to play, even though reports are that he's got a neck strain. Yeah, I would imagine having a neck strain too if I had to play on the Giants.
Yeah, and to be perfectly honest, at this point, it doesn't matter who the quarterback is because I mean, you're either going to see a less than 100% Daniel Jones, or you're going to see Mike Glennon. We might even see Jake Fromm in this game. I would love to see Jake Fromm in this game. Get the Jake Fromm Tua Tagovailoa rematch.
Let's go. Fire it up. Let's go. We talk about getting the narratives going. Let's get that one. Let's set me up with some Jake Fromm versus Tua Tagovailoa at Hard Rock Stadium. Come on. Let's go.
Absolutely. A lot of, he's going to go up against Raekwon Davis again. But I mean, we'll see. Jake Fromm, if Daniel Jones doesn't play, Jake Fromm will be the backup to Mike Glennon. In all seriousness, though, does it really matter? None of these guys are going to strike fear into the Dolphins defense. That said, you can't overlook them because I think this is a game where as long as the Dolphins defense comes to play, we'll be in good shape. But if the Dolphins defense slips up, they could put themselves in trouble because on the other side of the ball, I think the Giants are pretty good on the defensive side of things. And I'm not sold that the Dolphins offensively are there yet, even if Devontae Parker manages to come play in this game. Although if he does, if he is activated and he is healthy, certainly will be a huge boost to this receiving core. And I think as JP asked on the comments here, do you think Parker playing will open things up for the offense even more? I don't know about the even more, but it will certainly open things up for other guys on the offense.
Yeah, and hopefully it's something that comes to fruition. Devontae Parker back in practice, as is Michael Dieter, as is Greg Mance. So as of yet, we don't know how close any of those guys are to returning, but the Dolphins have not designated any of them for return, but we could perhaps see them as early as this weekend. Remains to be seen. Other injuries on the Dolphins front. Phillip Lindsay, after making an impact, doing some great pass protection in week 1, he is now a member of the Dolphins, so he's got an ankle injury and did not practice on Thursday. Trill Williams also didn't practice on Thursday. He's dealing with a hamstring. There were some limited players in practice. Jalen Phillips with a hip. Rob Hunt is dealing with a back injury, and safety Brandon Jones has an elbow ankle deal that has limited him. Adam Shaheen, who missed the last game with a knee, was limited in Thursday's practice as well. So Dolphins a little bit banged up, but hopefully not to the point that they're going to struggle with the New York Giants. So we're going to dive into that today. We're going to talk about that Dolphins-Giants matchup, the dream matchup with Mike Glennon or Jake Fromm or Daniel Jones, whoever it is going to be quarterbacking for the Giants on Sunday. It's an eminently winnable game. And ultimately, listen, we're going to talk about this game. We're going to talk about what needs to happen, but it's all going to boil down to, are the Dolphins going to win this game that they should absolutely win, or are they going to do the same old Dolphins thing and blow it and go into the bye week in a very disappointed state? That's ultimately what it's all going to boil down to. We're going to talk about it here on the show today. But before we go any further, a reminder, if you haven't done so already, make sure you're following us on Twitter. Show is at Same Old Dolphins. I'm at Amplified to Rock. He is at Aaron the Brain. You should also follow at Dolphins Talk. Go to dolphinstalk.com each and every day for all the latest Miami Dolphins news and information. And make sure you download, rate, review, and subscribe to the Same Old Dolphins Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, anywhere you get your podcasts, really. We appreciate you taking a few moments out of your time to leave us that review and that rating. Really helps us out, helps other people find the show. So we appreciate you very much. Thank you all so much for doing that and for joining the community here and talking a little Dolphins football with us. So let's talk a little bit of Dolphins football. Brain, on offense, we don't know whether or not we're going to get Devontae Parker back, but what we know at this point is that Tua Tagovailoa is starting to click. He's starting to get into a little bit of a rhythm, and he's starting to play some pretty good football, at least over the past couple of weeks, which is a really good sign. And that connection with Jalen Waddle is, kind of right now on fire, and teams are having a hard time stopping it, at least the last couple of weeks anyway. And so I'm expecting that we're going to see a lot more of that involvement of Jalen Waddle, just like being integral to the success of this offense this week. But the Giants have a tough defense. This is not going to be a walk in the park for the Dolphins offense. As many, as bad as the Dolphins or the Giants have been off on the offensive side of the ball, they've been a solid defensive unit led by former Miami Dolphins defensive coordinator, who is now in his dream job, Patrick Graham.
That's right. He's got his dream job. He left being the Dolphins defensive coordinator to take his dream job as the defensive coordinator of the New York Giants. I'm still not sure that I fully believe that, but more power to him. He's doing a nice job. He's a good defensive coordinator, and he's got the Giants playing well on that side of the football. I don't think there's going to be any kind of big changes coming from the Dolphins offense. They kind of are who they are at this point, particularly on that side of the football, which is the offensive line is shaky. It would be nice if they got Michael Dieter back, so we don't have to worry about the center rolling snaps back to the quarterback. That would be nice, and you hope that Bob Hunt is healthy enough to give it a go. I presume that he probably will be, and that the Dolphins will have their normal offensive line out there, and hopefully Michael Dieter will just replace Reeder at center, and you'll have an even better offensive line, even though that doesn't really say much because this offensive line is still brutal with or without Michael Dieter. But look, they struggled to protect the quarterback, so you're going to see a lot of the RPO and getting the ball out really quick. The thing is that Jalen Waddle has been excellent at creating space quickly so that Tua can get it to him. And Tua, with his decisiveness and his quick release, has done a great job of getting him the ball and getting him the ball on target. And so the Dolphins have been able to string together some drives the last couple of weeks. Obviously, getting the big play off of the short pass last week, that is really what you're hoping for out of this offense, because that's using not only the speed of Jalen Waddle, but Tua's best trait as a quarterback, his quick release and his accuracy to hit him on stride and create big plays, even while not throwing the ball, down the field. And that's really the only thing that's missing in Tua's game right now is the wow throws. But if he can make all of the easy throws perfectly and allow his receivers room to run after the catch, then that, makes up for a lot of that. And then if 2 or 3 times over the course of the game, whether it's a key third down or a red zone situation, Tua makes the big throw that he needs to make. It doesn't need to be a 40-yard bomb down the middle of the field or down the sideline or whatever. But if he can make that tight window throw, the big boy throw, like he did in the red zone on the Waddle touchdown last week, if he can do that a few times a game when necessary, then he can be extremely successful. Not just successful, he can be extremely successful. It's just the margin of error, because the wow throws aren't there, is just smaller. But I mean, if you're going to complete 80% of the passes and you're going to get yards after the catch because the ball is on the money, well, you can make a career out of that. And so the question is, can he be consistent, and can we clean up the negative plays that have haunted us? Most of the negative plays not at this point coming from Tua, just coming from the offensive line, with whether it's just a breakdown in pass protection, a pre-snap penalty, a holding call. Those things are drive killers because, like I said, the Dolphins offense is relying on consistently having to have these 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 play drives to get into the end zone. And that's just difficult to do on any kind of consistent basis.
Yeah, if you can do it, fantastic, but it's going to be difficult to do. We got a question on Facebook from Andre, who says, do you think the running game is going to explode against the Giants on Sunday?
How would you define explode?
I mean, how would I explode? How would I describe our running game exploding? Somebody runs for 100
could
yards.
Run for like 30 yards and explode in a bad way. And that, I think, would be more likely than us exploding for like 150.
Man, that would, yeah. It seems unlikely that the Dolphins are going to, have their running game go off suddenly, because this is just not a team that is committed to running the ball like that. And what many of us envisioned as being the way that the Dolphins would execute their offense in the offseason, leading up to the season, was we thought we were going to have Will Fuller and Jalen Waddle stretching the field and creating room for the Dolphins to run the ball. Excuse me. And that simply has not been the case. The problem, and this to answer this question from Dylan Thompson, was there a timetable for Fuller? Not as far as I am aware. I don't think we're going to see anything from Will Fuller. It just sounds like his finger was very, very, very badly damaged, and how he did that, I'm not entirely sure. I don't want to put on the tinfoil conspiracy theory hat, but I think there's more going on with Will Fuller than what anybody has said so far. But, the plan was that this passing game was going to open things up for the Dolphins to rush the ball, and they have not shown any kind of real ability to stretch the field and to do that. And as a result, I don't expect the Dolphins to, necessarily, unless they get, lucky and are able to break a couple of big runs, I don't see this being a big running game for the Dolphins, just because it's a reluctance. They have a reluctance to even run the ball to begin with, unless it's first down and they're trying to gain exactly 2 yards.
I've got breaking news on Will Fuller, actually. Yeah.
What's the breaking news? Live on the YouTube feed. If you're subscribed to the Dolphins Talk YouTube, you're getting live breaking news about Will Fuller's injury.
Breaking news, and this is going to qualify as Aaron's #1 hot take. We've got a timetable on Will Fuller playing. Never. He's never going to play for the Miami Dolphins again. He's not going to play this season. He might not ever play in the National Football League again. That's my #1 Hataki. That's my breaking news on Will Fuller.
So it's not actually breaking news. You're just dropping a hot take here.
You could call it what you want. I call it breaking news and #1 Hataki.
Well, it would be breaking news if you got it from some sort of source. You're just kind of making things up right now, which makes you, you're basically, you're a Twitter reporter at this point, making up sources.
We'll see.
Right. I mean, it might also be #fake news.
#1 Hataki, #fake news, #it doesn't matter because it's true.
#where is Will Fuller?
#real men watch Bravo.
So you're saying it's more likely that Will Fuller the 6th plays a snap of football again in the NFL before Will Fuller the 5th does? I don't even know if there is a Will Fuller the 6th yet.
I don't know if I'm willing to go that far. Because I don't know that there's a Will Fuller the 6th, but something's weird there. Omar Kelly saying that he doesn't think Will Fuller even wants to play football anymore. Yeah. I think the team has moved on at this point. I would agree. Come on. I mean, 10 weeks now, 2.5 months for a broken finger. They're covering their tracks by saying like he's destroyed this finger so bad. Come on. Like, give me a break. There's something else there.
Yeah, I'm all out on Will Fuller. It's too bad it didn't work out. It's a waste of money. Hopefully they can get some of that back. It's a bad deal. But anyway, so that's it. That's the Dolphins offense. And hopefully it's going to run efficiently on Sunday as they take on the New York Giants. And now a quick word from our very good friends at Manscaped. Because, gentlemen, the holidays came early at Manscaped. They're the leading men's hygiene brand, Manscaped. They just launched new products, including their all-new Ultra Premium Body Wash and 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner, which, by the way, both of these products smell amazing. So I recommend them. Gentlemen, ladies, gentlemen, you might have a gentleman in your life as well. If you're looking for a great gift, the shampoo and conditioner and the body wash, this is a good purchase. Okay. It's a really great idea. I mean, maybe giving soap to somebody is kind of not going to send the message that you think it's going to send. But anyway, listen, this is good stuff, right? Get it for somebody. You go to manscaped.com, you put in the promo code Dolphins Talk, you're going to get free shipping. You're going to save 20% off of your order. So it's great. Maybe you can buy a little 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner for everybody in your life. And not to mention all the other great Manscaped products, the Lawnmower 4.0, the Crop Reviver, the Crop Preserver, all of the liquid formulations. You know, they've got all of the boxer briefs, the whole thing, everything at Manscaped. And they've sent us, you know, to try out. They've sent us some of their products. It's incredible. It's incredible stuff. I was actually using one of their products. Gave myself a haircut last night on my head, for those of you who are not watching live. And I, shaved my head with the lawnmower. Listen, it's a good tool. It's a good tool. So I recommend that you get the tool for your tool by heading to manscaped.com. Use the promo code Dolphins Talk. Save 20% off of your order and free shipping. Okay. So good. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code Dolphins Talk at manscaped.com. It's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com, and use the promo code Dolphins Talk. Clean up your nuts and make Santa proud this year. All right. Santa wants to be proud of you. So, the last thing you want to do is disappoint Santa. Santa comes to your house and he's all disappointed because you're all ratty down there. Yeah,
I mean, he comes down the chimney. It's all, he's full of soot. The last thing he wants to see is a mess down there.
Can you imagine the nerve of this guy to come down your chimney? He's covered in soot and dirt from every chimney around the world almost. And then he's going to judge you for not using Manscaped. The nerve of this guy. Where does he get off?
Well, he's got the presence. He's got the presence. He makes the rules.
What does he think this is? What's he think this is? He thinks this. Yeah, I'm not even going to. I was going to make a Will Fuller joke. I'm not going to do it. Will Fuller.
A broken finger isn't stopping Santa. I'll tell you that much.
No, absolutely not. Santa's going to deliver whether he's got a broken finger or not. Will Fuller probably can't even use the Manscaped stuff because of his broken finger. Actually, he probably could. That's how good the product is. Even with a broken finger, you can still take care of your business. Anyway, enough about the Manscaped. Let's talk about what the Dolphins are going to do on defense. And here's the thing. Are they going to murder Mike Glennon on Sunday?
Whether it's Mike Glennon, whether it's Daniel Jones, whether it's Jake Fromm, they're going to bring some heat, but ultimately the game plan has to start and end with stopping Saquon Barkley. Because look, most teams have done a good job of containing Barkley on the ground. The Dolphins have been better as of late over this winning stretch defending the run, and that should be their focus in this game. The advantage that they have by having the talent that they have in the secondary, by playing a team with a quarterback that doesn't really scare you, regardless of who it is that you can put 8 guys in the box. You can dare Daniel Jones to beat you or Mike Glennon to beat you the same way you dared Cam Newton to beat you. And say for one play, Cam Newton couldn't beat you. And I would venture to guess that whoever the Giants have at quarterback this week is not going to be able to beat us either, as long as we don't beat ourselves and as long as we can stop the run. So stop the run. That's the key to this game. And then in the passing game, it's honestly like, I'm not concerned about whether it's going to be, Kenny Golladay or if it's Sterling Shepard or Slayton or whoever it's going to be. The 2 guys that worry me are Evan Ingram and Saquon Barkley. So again, stop Saquon Barkley. Do whatever you got to do to take him out of the game. Not necessarily like, in an injury sort of way. I'm not like, what's his name? Greg Williams. I'm not putting a bounty on his head or anything, but I'm saying your game plan needs to be to take away Saquon Barkley and make everybody else beat you, because I just don't see the weapons there on the Giants' end. So as long as the Dolphins can stop the run and don't make any big mistakes to put themselves in a position where they're playing from behind in this game, the defense, it should be a relatively simple day for the defense. It should be a stress-free day for the defense.
Here's the thing, though. Saquon Barkley Not the Saquon Barkley that you're used to. You know when the last time Saquon Barkley rushed for more than 60 yards in a game was?
Probably what, his rookie year?
It was 2019, week 17. He ran for 92 yards in that game against the Eagles. But I mean, this year it's been a little bit of a struggle for Barkley. I mean, obviously he was coming back from the pretty bad injury that he had last season. With the knee, was the ACL injury that he had last season, and he came back and he struggled. It took him a while to get going, and then he had finally seemed to be hitting a groove. And then in week 5, he got that high ankle sprain, and that put him back on the shelf, and he didn't play again until week 11 when he had 6 carries for 25 yards. He added 6 receptions for 31 yards. Last week, he was a bit more active against Philadelphia with 13 carries for 40 yards. Also added 4 receptions for 13 yards. But this is not, I don't know if it's just been a matter of him being bottled up or what the deal is, but he does not seem like the same kind of dynamic player that he was when he first came into the league. And in 2019, it seems like these injuries seem to have taken a toll on this guy.
I think it's a combination of things. I think the injuries are part of it, but I also think a lot of it is just, look, I've said it week after week after week, and I'll keep saying it every time we talk about these running backs. This is another example of a very talented running back that is not putting up big numbers and is averaging less than 4 yards a carry, because so much of the production from the running back position comes from the talent that is around you. It comes from the offense that you are in, the quarterback throwing the football, and most importantly, the offensive line blocking for you. The Giants have a bad offensive line. As Dolphin fans, we know what it's like to have a bad offensive line. It doesn't matter who your running back is. If there's no lanes to run through, it's going to be a struggle to run the football. And then when you compound that with not really being able to throw the ball downfield, not having this dynamic passing attack, you're going to see heavier boxes. You're going to see teams say, we want to take away Saquon Barkley. And if they're going to game plan to take away Saquon Barkley, they're probably going to be able to do it because the Giants aren't able to make them pay for doing so. And that's why that should be the game plan of every defense going into a game against the Giants until the Giants prove that they can consistently move the football and be a successful offense without the offense running through Saquon Barkley. So it's no different with the Dolphins, and the fact that the Dolphins are playing better and better each week with more and more confidence should give us as fans confidence that they should have another quality day at the office on Sunday.
They really should. Whether it's, Mike Glennon or Daniel Jones. I mean, Daniel Jones is not proven to be a very good quarterback in this league. He does have the mobile threat, right? He has the ability to get up and run, here and there. He hasn't showcased a ton of that this year, but he does have that ability. But, if it ends up being Mike Glennon, which is the way it seems to be going right now, I mean, that's a whole other element of the offense that is just gone. So it's really setting up for the Dolphins to get the big win. And I don't want to deal with the narratives of the Dolphins might win a 5th straight game. And it's like in this 5th straight game, you're going to hear that the most impressive thing they did was beat the Ravens, and everything else was they beat the Houston Texans. They beat the Jets. They beat the Giants. They beat Carolina with a washed Cam Newton. But you know what? At the end of the day, you got to beat the teams that are in front of you. And the Dolphins are in the process of doing that. So they should go out there and do it again on Sunday against the Giants. You got a prediction for this one, Brain?
Yeah, I think that the Dolphins defense has another banner day. It remains to be seen if we're going to see Devontae Parker out there for the offense, making his return. I do think if he comes back, that will be a nice boost. Certainly an upgrade over guys like Mac Hollins and Preston Williams. And I do think he's a guy that defenses need to account for. Maybe they don't need to double, but if they don't double Devontae Parker, that he's a guy that can make some plays on one-on-one coverage, even when he doesn't even have separation. And that's really the strength of a Devontae Parker. So it gives you the Dolphins an extra element in the passing game. I think it opens up space for Mike Gesicki. It opens up space for Jalen Waddle in the middle of the field. And it also opens up space for your running game, whether that's Myles Gaskin, Phillip Lindsay, or Savon Ahmed. That said, it's difficult to consistently put together 10-plus play scoring drives, and I don't believe that this week is going to be any different in that regard. I think the Dolphins are going to have some success moving the football, but everything that we've seen this year shows us that the Dolphins at some point on those drives are going to, have some negative plays that are going to be very difficult to overcome. We haven't seen the Tua big turnover. Well, we saw a fumble last week. We saw the bad interception early against the Jets.
Not really putting that fumble on Tua, are you?
I'm not really putting the fumble on Tua. It's just like it happened. It wasn't Tua's. It was. Anyway. The Dolphins offense as a whole needs to limit the negative plays. If they are able to do so, I do think they can put up some points, but this is a good Giants defense, and it won't surprise me if the Dolphins run into some struggles here and there and get stagnant. However, I do think the recipe is defense and special teams giving them short fields, and they've been able to do that the past few weeks in this winning streak, and this seems like another opportunity where they can do that. I think the Dolphins do enough offensively. Defense has a good day. And, they managed to get a comfortable yet not overly impressive victory. I'll call it 23-10.
That is kind of what this Dolphins team has done over the last couple of years. They get these kind of, solid wins that are not terribly impressive to watch. I mean, the offense kind of just does what it does, and the defense carries the team is how it's kind of been. And I suspect that we're going to see a little bit more of that again this weekend as the Dolphins take on the Giants. But I'm going to go the optimistic route. I'm going to go the optimistic route, and I'm going to say the Dolphins are going to connect a little bit on offense. Maybe some dots are going to connect. Maybe some things are going to click. Maybe Jalen Waddle is going to break one, and we're going to get a big, long touchdown, maybe two. And your Miami Dolphins are going to go into the bye with a 31-12 victory over the New York Football Giants.
This is what I want to know.
4 field goals from Graham Gano.
That answered the question. I wanted to know how the Giants were going to get to 12. Was it 6 points and then a late touchdown and then they don't connect on the 2-point conversion, or was it 4 field goals? Was there a safety in there? But you answered it. Graham Gano, 4 field goals. So you heard it here first. If Graham Gano is available in your fantasy league, pick him up. He just might get you a crucial win as you come down the home stretch of the fantasy regular season.
Boy, our fantasy league is a mess. We got 14 teams in the league, and how many of them are 6-6 right now? I think there's like a group of 6 or 7 teams that are all 6-6 right in the middle, and then there's a couple teams that are 7-5. And I think the 6 and 7 teams are all out of it at this point, or the 5 and 7 teams rather. But anyway, not to get into a conversation about our exciting fantasy league,
or our exciting 5 and 7 football team.
Listen, I just want to shouts out to all the people out there who have a mediocre fantasy football team and who need to get big wins this week in
Graham
fantasy
Gano.
football. Graham Gano is your guy. He's going to get you over the hump. He's going to get you that crucial win and get you in on that playoff push in fantasy football. There's your hot fantasy football advice from all of us here at the Same Old Dolphin Show. All of us, all 2 of us. So, hey, thank you, as always, for listening and watching, and we appreciate every single one of you. We wish everybody a happy and healthy Hanukkah out there. We hope you've been lighting the menorah and eating your potato latkes and all that stuff. You're enjoying a great holiday season. It's December now. The Dolphins went undefeated in the month of November. It was fantastic. So now we got 5 more games. 5 more games. We got a big game Sunday, then a bye. We get a nice off week. And then the home stretch with games against the Jets, Saints, Titans, and New England Patriots. And I saw somebody ask earlier, do we think that if the Dolphins win out that they will make the playoffs? And I will say this. The only chance that the Dolphins have of making the playoffs is if they win out. And I am still not convinced that if they do, that they will be able to make it happen. I just think there are so many dominoes that need to fall in front of them for that to happen that it just seems like it's an upward hill in the climb. But at this point, all you can do is win each game. Go in the immortal words of Josh Heupel, Dolphins had to go 1-0 this weekend.
Oh, right. Josh Heupel.
Forget who Josh Heupel is? The head
I
coach
was just
of the
thinking
University
about
of
his
Tennessee.
days as the quarterback of Oklahoma, and then I believe he was a 7th round pick of the Miami Dolphins. I forgot that he coached UCF.
That's right. And then he went to Tennessee, and now we don't talk about him anymore, except for the reference that I just dropped to him on the show. So let's go, Dolphins. Got to go 1-0 this weekend. Beat the Giants. I don't care how you do it. Just win. Let's keep it going. Let's go into the bye with a five-game winning streak, and we can be one of those rare teams that has a 7-game losing streak and a 5-game winning streak all in the same season.
Do we know how many other teams have done that?
I don't know. Why don't you vamp a little bit? I'll look it up before we close
you
out.
vamp. I'll look it up.
Okay, you look it up. We'll see. I don't know. I can't imagine that there have been that many teams in the National Football League that have had winning streaks of 5 or more and also a losing streak of 5 or more. I mean, for 5 games, maybe I could see it. But, and it wouldn't actually surprise me if the Dolphins have had winning streaks of more than 5 games and losing streak of 5 or more games in the same season.
Actually, I want to say that season that the Dolphins, I believe they started 9-2 and then finished 9-7. They probably did. They probably had like a 7-game winning streak and a 5-game losing streak, but I don't know.
I can imagine. So it seems like it's probably not the most frequent occurrence, but probably not an altogether rare occurrence. We'll say this: if the Dolphins end up, winning out, I mean, it's probably exceedingly rare that a team has had a 7-game losing streak and also a 9-game winning streak, which is how the season would end. Yeah, I think it would be almost impossible. Well,
that would have been the only way that you could have possibly done that is having one after the other in the previous, prior to this year, and only for so many seasons, because there used to be a 14-game regular season. So there weren't that many years that you could even do that.
Right. So I think it's probably incredibly rare, but we'll see.
I haven't found an example of it. So we're going to have to leave this to anybody listening or anybody watching that wants to look it up. Drop us a comment or tweet it at us if you find any instances of this happening anywhere in NFL history.
Yeah. What is the record for longest winning streak and losing streak in a single season?
By the same team.
In the
same
team.
year.
Right. That's the question. And if we get the answer to it, I'm not going to give you anything, but I'll be very impressed. So let's figure it out. Find it out. Tweet at us at Amplified to Rock, at Aaron the Brain. The show is at Same Old Dolphins. Visit DolphinsTalk.com each and every day. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Dolphins Talk YouTube channel. We're over 2,000 subscribers. Huzzah! So join us on YouTube. Hit the notifications bell so you know every time we go live. Make sure you like this video. We appreciate everybody that has done that and continues to do that. So thank you for that. And download, rate, review, and subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and everywhere podcasts are found. We will be back early next week to talk about this Dolphins-Giants game and how that all ends. We'll be talking about it, and then I don't know what the rest of the week is going to hold. It's going to be a bye week, so I don't know. We may not do a second show next week, or maybe we'll do a second show next week, and it'll be a complete non sequitur. We'll be talking about, maybe we'll do a retro rewatch. Who knows? We haven't done a retro rewatch in a little while. Maybe
we only did one, but it was really a lot of fun. We did the last playoff win,
playoff
game.
Yeah, the last play. It's the last playoff win.
No, it wasn't the
Colts game?
last playoff win. It was the last. No, I mean, it wasn't the last playoff win because we won that game in 2000 or whatever against the Colts. But and we won a few in like the late 90s leading up to that. But it was a big win for Marine. It was the last time that the Dolphins made the playoffs where you really felt like they had a legitimate chance of making it to the Super Bowl and possibly winning the Super Bowl. And then, you know, it was the Marino versus Montana game and the Dolphins won and they looked really good. And then the following week they had that game against the Chargers and Stoyanovich missed the kick at the end of the game to lose us the game. And the Chargers ended up in the Super Bowl.
Well, so here's a note from Efren, our good friend Efren at FinCuts. The 96 Washington Redskins started the season 7-1, including a 7-game win streak. They finished 9-7 and missed the playoffs. Yeah, it doesn't sound like there was a streak there, but we're gonna look it up. We're gonna look it up. We're gonna get to the bottom of this, and we're gonna share it probably on Twitter. So let's figure it out. We're gonna make some history together here on the Same Old Dolphin Show. So yeah, we'll figure it out. Maybe we'll do a retro watch next week. We'll see. We'll see what we end up doing on the bye week. But whatever it is, we're gonna have a show for you here on the DolphinsTalk.com podcast network. So stick with us. And thank you as always for listening and following along. For now, take care of yourselves and each other. And we will talk to you again next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Go Dolphins!